dreaming. Morning, everybody. Marcus Conte. We're waiting for the stream. The stream to kick in. La la la. So we're live. Are we live? Give me a thumbs up if we're live. Are we live? Question mark. Here we are.
That's because he'd rather have a puppet as president of the United States.
No puppet.
And it's pretty clear.
You're the puppet.
It's pretty clear you won't admit
No, you're
that
the
the
puppet.
Russians have engaged in cyber attacks against the United States of America, that you encouraged espionage against our people, that you are willing to spout the Putin line, sign up for his wish list, break up NATO, do whatever he wants to do, and that you continue to get help from him because he has a very clear favorite in this race.
You
so
remember?
I think that this is such an unprecedented situation. We've never had a foreign government trying to interfere in our election. We have 17 intelligence agencies, civilian and military, who have all concluded that these espionage attacks, these cyber attacks, come from the highest levels of the Kremlin, and they are designed to influence our election. I find that deeply disturbing, and I think it's time.
Hillary Clinton spells it out. Hillary Clinton spelling it out. And why are we talking about Hillary Clinton? Because we're talking about the latest conspiracies. Hi, my name is Marcus Conte. We're talking about the latest conspiracies. Turn this reverb off. And how could we talk about the latest conspiracy of James Comey without bringing up Hillary Clinton or the latest John Bolton? Look at these names coming up. From out of nowhere, we're talking about John Bolton. Do people today remember what John Bolton did and who he is? Or for that matter, James Comey, how James Comey clearly and unequivocally sided with the Democratic Party, Hillary Clinton, to paint Donald Trump as a Russian asset. You just heard Hillary Clinton say it in her own words. And she got cover from James Comey for doing that. Now, is this tit for tat? Is that what we're seeing? Is this Donald Trump going tit for tat? I don't know. We're going to find out. Also, John Bolton. John Bolton, this guy's a war fucking criminal. John Bolton. John Bolton started wars all over South America, if you look. He was for regime change in Iran, in Venezuela. He tried to overthrow Maduro. He tried to talk Trump into overthrowing Maduro, who, I don't know, Venezuela is doing better than we are, I think. The Americans, right? Are they? In Venezuela, gas. A gallon of gas is like 10 cents. But if you want an egg or a fucking pineapple, it's $200. But I don't know what I was talking about. But let's see. So Marcus Conte reporting. That's what I was supposed to talk about. How's everybody doing, man? How you doing? William R. Hall is in the house. Good morning, William. William, I took a trip up to Syracuse, my alumni. And we stopped off. We had a powwow with William Smith. I know William Smith. William R. Hall. William R. Hall. Who's William Smith? Bill Smith. I don't know. I'm confused right now. But anyway, we took a trip up there and we were exchanging art. This is William's work right here. This one right here. This is Running Man over here. But in the corner, I gave William a spot. Give William a round of applause. William's art is on the wall. So Marcus Conte reporting. Where have I been? I've been working on movies. I'm a movie star and a movie producer to in some circles now. 3 movies in 1 year. Holy smokes. White privilege, getting a lot of backlash and kicks and stabs in the background, but it seems to be calming down now. White Privilege, a great movie that you should definitely learn about the pandemic and the masked hysteria and the racism that we forget exists in this country and is on display in that movie for you to watch. What else? So my friend Garth did this movie, a lot of tears shed making it. This is my friend Garth Burton, and you should definitely watch this movie. That's also getting some interesting. I don't like to give away the ending of the movie. I'll tell you why the movie's great and why you should watch it. Just watch the movie and then we'll talk about it. Something Beautiful is also a movie I have up. It is it's interesting. It's a very interesting perspective on mind and what the hell that even means. So let's jump right into it. This is fairly interesting. RFK Jr. And his wife were applauded on an airline for being spotted in economy class on a commercial flight. Wow. Is this a publicity stunt where the Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. and his actress wife were on a commercial flight? Right? Now, meanwhile, they point out that Bernie Sanders and Alessandra Ocasio-Cortez are jet-setting right now. Let's have real discussions across America. The oligarchy and corporate interests who have so much power and influence in our country. That's Bernie Sanders and Alessandra Ocasio-Cortez saying that, flying around on jets. Do you fly around on a jet? Do you or I or the guy next door fly around on jets to get across the country to talk about how rich people are taking advantage of you? No, I don't. And I don't know anybody who does other than these politicians. But Robert F. Kennedy is apparently making some sort of statement here. I'm going to fly coach. Fuck you. I know. I'm secretary of this and that and the other thing, and I'm important. So who wins in this? Is RFK doing this as a publicity stunt? Is this just a stunt to say, see, I'm just like you. I'm regular. And then he does that stunt, and then he gets on another jet to go somewhere else where he's supposed to go. Excuse me. I almost choked when I said that. I think it's a combination of both. I think R.F. Kennedy Jr., Secretary of whatever he is definitely flying around on jets behind the scene. There's no doubt about that. He's a secretary of the United States government, and the military's shuffling him around wherever he needs to go when he needs to go and do it. That's for sure. But there is this publicity stunt. I like it. I think it's good. Look, honey. Look at the photo op. I don't know if I'm giving him a fair shake on that one. And also, this is happening. Gaza. The people are coming back to Gaza. See, it's working. We blew them up, and now they're coming back to their rubble. See, this is where we live, honey. Let's go bury ourselves in the rubble. What a shame. In our lifetime, we saw this happen. Still happening in Gaza. Gaza's Israel, if you don't know that. It's a little part of Israel that the Palestinians have controlled for centuries and lived. And the Israelis decided that they were going to take it back. And fuck you, 1940 agreement somewhere in Europe says that Israel is Jew. And there's that going on. This is funny, too. Virginia Gufra, I don't think that's her name. Gufra, Giraffe, I don't know how to pronounce her name. Virginia Giraffe now claims, this is the Epstein person. You remember this face? We know this person. We know this girl who was apparently 17 years old on Epstein Island. Somehow she just got there. And now she's telling a story later. This is fun because she's saying that a well-known prime minister, attacked her and raped her. Right? Fucking, wasn't it the guy in England? Wasn't it the Prince of England that did it? But now they're saying it was the guy in Israel. This is crazy. Prominent Jeffrey Epstein victim Virginia Roberts Giraffe was brutally bloodied, beaten, and raped by a well-known prime minister in a series of savage encounters. This is, again, fucking what this is. People keep asking me, Conte, how come you're not on every day talking about the news? Because this is what you got to talk about. These people are fucking crazy. This girl, this shit happened to her in her childhood. Let it go already, right? This is just opportunism on display, if it will. You're a victim, right? You got some fucking prime minister, did you as a child? It's ugly. But which prime minister is it? She doesn't say it in the book. She just says the prime minister. However, she pointed to Israel's prime minister, Ehud Barak. Ehud. I'm not very fucking up on my names. Ehud Barak was the prime minister of Israel. I know who he is. Is one of the people that anally, vaginally, and raped her and punched her in the face. Nobody's girl. I'm nobody's girl. I'm nobody's girl. I'm not Epstein's girl. Sad. It's a sad reality what the Epsteins did. But she's out there. She's out there plugging her craft. James Comey.
And we begin with that high drama on Capitol Hill. Major revelations about the White House, Russian hacking, and those claims about wiretapping. FBI Director James Comey in an extraordinary move, confirming publicly for the first time that the agency is investigating Russia's attempt to influence the election and possible links to members of President Trump's campaign team.
So you remember, you heard, why James Comey right now? This is 8 years ago. I'm flashing back. 8 years ago, James Comey was leading the charge to investigate Donald Trump for Russian hacking. You heard Hillary Clinton at the beginning of the stream say that Trump is intuitively in bed with the Russians and involved in United States espionage against its people. That's what Hillary Clinton was selling in 2016 to beat Trump. First, they tried it with Bernie Sanders, and it worked. So they figured Robbie Mook and Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton certainly concocted this idea, the old Russian Cold War bullshit, and threw it at Bernie Sanders, the communist, the socialist, and people bought it. Right? They bought it with Bernie. I guess they did. I don't think they really did buy it with Bernie. Bernie got cheated straight out. Bernie Sanders got cheated by the Democrats. But this is the propaganda that James Comey was involved in. Right? This is 8 years ago. 8 years ago.
Confirming publicly for the first time that the agency is investigating Russia's attempt to influence the election and possible links to members of President Trump's campaign team.
Not the Clintons. They're not investigating how they may have influenced the Clintons, but how Trump was influenced by the fucking Russians, right? The dirty Russians that don't even this fear of the Russians is unreal, really. Russian people, again, more propaganda. So that's who James Comey is.
Director Comey also breaking his silence 16 days after the president's explosive.
All right, so he's under indictment. All right, James Comey indicted.
FBI Director James Comey was talking to employees at the Los Angeles field office when a breaking
this is 7 years ago.
news bulletin catches his eye.
The room had televisions on the wall, and I saw Comey resigns on the back screens.
Resigns?
Yeah, it said resigns. And then that changed to Comey fired. And now I'm staring
This guy's an actor. Look at him. He's Hollywood.
at it, and the audience could see my face change, so they start turning around looking at the back.
Hey James, you want to be in my movie?
Then I went
Hey James, I'll tell you, I'll hire him. Some rogue YouTube fucking reporter hires him.
to a room.
I'll be in my movie, man. You could be the FBI agent, and I'll be the bad guy. I'll be the good guy.
To find out, have I been fired? Because I did not expect to be fired.
What's your first thought?
That's
Too bad. James Comey could have been the president. Look at that face. Look at that white privilege. Look at him. He's white. He's white. He's well spoken. He's California. He doesn't wear a tie. He's
crazy. How could that be?
Weren't you angry?
I don't remember being angry.
There's a Stephanopoulos throwing gas on the fire 7 years ago. Russian hoax is what we're talking about. The Russian hoax. What is this? What's Trump? Trump's talking about something. Let's see what he's saying.
John Bolton was just indicted by a grand jury in Maryland. Do you have a
He's talking about John Bolton. We'll get to that in a second.
Angry. I thought it's crazy to fire me. I'm leading the investigation of Russia.
All right. So where's the clip of that? I had a clip set up of well, anyway, James Comey has been indicted for lying to Congress, right? For fucking whatever, mishandling classified information, one or the other. Why him? Why now? Now the other guy is Bolton. Remember this guy? Watch John Bolton. Watch Trump throw him under the bus.
reaction to that?
I didn't know that. You told me for the first time, but I think he's, a bad person. I think he's a bad guy. Yeah, he's a bad guy. It's too bad, but that's the way it goes.
Have you reviewed the case against him?
That's the way it goes, right? That's the way it goes. Will I what?
Have you reviewed the case against him?
No, I haven't. But I just think he's a bad person. Okay.
All right, so you were just listening to the president there taking some questions in the Oval.
So John Bolton. Who is John Bolton? You remember this guy? There he is. Remember him with the mustache? The guy's always on TV. He was always talking up regime change. And he eventually, at some point, he threw Trump under the bus when he said this.
Nations. Joining us now is John Bolton, the former national security advisor to President Donald.
This is after Trump fires him. He says this.
Trump and former ambassador to the United Nations. He has a new piece out. It is published by The Hill, and it has this eye-catching headline: "Erratic, irrational, and unconstrained. What a second Trump term would mean for America's foreign policy." Mr. Ambassador, thank you for joining us. Thanks for being back here on The Hill once again. We see the headline there. Explain your thinking.
Yes, please do.
Well, I wanted to try and describe for people what it was like to watch Trump make national security-related decisions. And I think probably the most important thing, apart from those adjectives in the headline, is for people to understand Donald Trump doesn't really have a philosophy as we understand it in political terms. He doesn't think in policy directions.
Here they are. Here he is joining the Democratic Party, tearing down Trump. Saying that he's again, that's just politics. He's saying that Trump is ill able to govern because of who he is. That's basically what he's saying. He's tearing him down.
When he makes decisions, certainly in the national security space.
He's saying that Trump makes poor decisions in the national security space. It's fucked up. Right?
It's really all connected with how things benefit Donald Trump.
Everything to benefit Trump.
And what I tried to do in the piece is lay out some of the flaws of his decision-making because it can affect the substance of the outcome. And my real point is something that I also tried to make in my book, which is Donald
Mr.
Trump
Ambassador,
is not
hold
fit to be
that thought
president.
1 second
Doesn't-
as we see Donald Trump take off. That's just what we have on the screen.
All right, so that's who John Bolton is, right? This guy, it's a fucking creeps, man. I don't want to talk about these guys. So, so how is all this affecting the stock market? It looks like, I don't know, it looks like the stock market is up. Look at this, NASDAQ is up. The NASDAQ is 22,679 at this moment. The Dow Jones Industrial Average is 46,000, and the S&P 500 is 22,600. The markets are screaming upwardly through all of this. Gaza is going to become a wonderland, a kind of like a great adventure for Jews. Gaza will become. Right now in Gaza, you can get rubble. You can get 500 square feet of rubble and build your home there. And a lot of people are going to come flooding in to do that. And it's not going to be the poor Palestinian people. It's going to be Jews from abroad who come in and say, free land, which they've been doing all along to the Palestinian people. I feel ugly by saying that, but that's what goes on there. Right? They are, Gaza will become a Disneyland for Jewish interest. See, this is Israel, honey. We're in Israel. So they'll go there and they'll create that. And the Palestinian people will be, they might get a plaque on the wall somewhere. They may get a falafel stand or something with their name on it. But essentially, Gaza is going to become a fucking Jew haven, an extension of Tel Aviv. Not even the West Bank. It's going to be worse than the West Bank. It's going to be way more controlled than I don't know why I'm talking about fucking Gaza. But I guess it's a prediction. That's what I'm trying to say. If we go ahead, we don't exist. I remember that movie. We don't really exist. When you speed up the film, we don't really exist. But if you did, 2 years, 5 years from now, Gaza will be a fairly peaceful Tel Aviv type city where the Jew feels comfortable, the Palestinians are disarmed and irrelevant, and that's the way it'll become, you know. So anyway, I think I spoke too much. That's all I got today, really. Thank you all for joining me. Thank you all for joining me, and thank you all for watching these movies. That's important to me. I feel I need your feedback. I need to know. I need to know. You always need to know. You need to know what people think of your shit, right? So you can make another one while you're working on the other one. Keep working.